Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have terrible luck for the next week.
The python is an incredibly powerful animal that captures, kills, and eats animals ranging from domestic to wild. However, some predators can overpower them. You'll be shocked at some of the unassuming creatures that can take down this giant. Sit back as we journey through the 10 animals that can defeat a python. Number 10. Porcupine. Did you know that the porcupine is also known as the quail pig in Latin? Now you know. There are over 24 species and all of them have spikes all over their body. This, however, isn't an obstacle for them as they are determined jungle strollers. I can't say how a typical porcupine and snake fight would look like, but the winner depends on the circumstance. The ambushed animal stands to have a lesser chance of survival because the harm would be done before it realizes it. If the porcupine is aware of the fight from the word go, this spiky creature can challenge the python effortlessly. And even if the short battle ends with the python taking the lead, the quail on the animal's body doesn't digest so well on the snake's belly. Immediately the internal organs are pierced, and just like that, the snake is as good as dead. Number 9. Eagles. While the snake is the most feared reptile in the animal kingdom due to its venomous bites, the eagle is considered the king of birds. Both creatures are fearful in their own right, but one has to be victorious during a clash. Eagles can capture and kill a python. The latter is a slow-moving species, and their movement is further slowed down after a big meal. This is the perfect opportunity for the eagle to strike. It hides among tree branches and leaps around until there is an ideal opportunity to capture it. Eagles are known to kill animals larger than themselves. Some of its regular victims are deers and wolves. I bet you're surprised that pythons join this list. Well, they're not spared and can become prey to this bird. It uses its sharp talons and beak to kill the snake. This talon is said to be 10 times longer than a human hand. This strength can crush the snake's head entirely or leave it to bleed to death. It's also possible that the snake retorts and coils itself around the eagle, but this happens in rare cases as they are often ambushed. Number 8. Crocodiles. Both pythons and crocodiles live in an aquatic habitat. This means that the former is vulnerable to the latter. It's normal to find minor crocodiles feast on smaller pythons, but it becomes a harder nut to crack as they grow older. Only an enormous crocodile can take down a mature python, as we see in this clip. The truth is, we need to give kudos to crocodiles because they have helped to curb the rising nuisance of these slithery species in the Florida Everglades. This American alligator is seen chilling in a swamp while his mouth is clammed on a python. With stories of pythons taking over the Everglades ecosystem, it gives us a glimpse of hope to realize that native animals are fighting for their rights. Number 7. Hyenas. Members of the conservation group Lion Guardians met a rare sight in the Amboseli area of Kenya, where 6 hyenas and some jackals attacked a 12-foot-long python. These hungry animals tore the body from the back and took turns to take the share of the meal while the upper part of the snake was still alive. The team was shocked because they had never seen a thing like that before. The drought in eastern Africa took a toll on both the predator and the prey. Even giant animals died during the period, and those who managed to survive were weak and sought an alternative food source. It is in the process of searching that they become victims. Number 6. Leopard. Susie Mole, a US tourist, captured this footage while she was on a guided safari with her family. The visitors saw a leopard on the prowl and watched how it went about with its hunting tactics. The cat was focused on something that was lurking around somewhere in the tall grass. The curious group didn't want to leave just yet until they could see everything. They watched in astonishment how the African python came into their view. It wasn't long until it was spotted that both animals engaged in the free-for-all. Pythons are ambush predators and mainly lie motionless until prey comes their way. Armed with their sharp backward curving teeth, they grip their meal and coil their bodies around them. For animals like the leopard, the snake will hiss loudly while looking for a chance to flee. Although adult pythons weigh about 90 kilograms, leopards aren't scared of them and are always ready to take them down. Most onlookers believe that the python would come out victorious, but the leopard burst their bubbles and was victorious. Its strategy is one that every large cat should learn from. Number 5. Cobra. There was a clash of titans. I'm talking about a battle between King Cobra and a reticulated python. Both animals went head to head and no one gave up quickly. The cobra bit the python on its head, and you know how venomous it can be. Before the poison spread around its body, the python succeeded in squeezing the life out of the cobra. Neither of them survived the fight, but why did they feature it here if the cobra didn't win? This goes to show that the python isn't perfect, as we are made to believe. They may have been a threat in the jungle, but other animals have stood to counter this kingship. It's a dangerous world out there, and most of these deadly clashes occur in Southeast Asia, where these snake species overlap. It's unclear how conflicts like this happen in the wild, but we know that cobras eat other snakes. They probably wanted to add pythons to this list before this disaster occurred. Given the size of this python, you would admit that the cobra has to be truly brave to believe it could take it down. Number 4. Humans. If you do a quick search on humans killing pythons, you find more results for the latter killing the former. This is not to justify the random killing of this animal for selfish purposes, but I mean, they often attack us first. Humans have become the #1 python predator for many years. If it's not in self-defense, it's to skin it alive and leave it to die. In areas like the Everglades, humans do not let this animal live in peace. The worst part of the unwarranted attack is that most of them kill for fun. Encounters with wild snakes are common among indigenous people living in a rainforest. In a recent case, an Indonesian woman went missing after checking her vegetable garden in an area covered in caves and cliffs. After many hours of searching, her family realized that a python had swallowed her whole. They immediately slit its stomach to recover her body. In such cases, their actions are justified. This is a typical case of the python attacking first and getting a reaction from humans. Number 3. Mongoose. The mongoose is also known as the noble snake killer because it has carved a niche into the industry. I'm not a fan of this animal, but there's something about it that reminds me that no animal can hold the other's ransom no matter how gigantic they are. This animal took center stage in India when it took down a cobra, nag, and nagaina. Mongoose has roots in Africa, where they have 2 distinct groups. While the first one remained in Africa, the other one fled to South Asia and Spain. Measuring only 3 feet long, this animal's technique is simple. It darts and feints at the snake with the speed of light so that the snake is forced to strike repeatedly until it's fagged out. It then aims for the head and bites it. It's too intelligent for the python to get hold of it to constrict it. Since it stalks its victim, it's hard for the python to notice his presence.
Now it's time for today's best pick.
A subscriber sent this video to us because he wanted more clarification on the content. As always, we analyzed it and featured it in this video. Like him, if you see a clip that needs our attention, forward it to us and we'll do justice to it. Number 2. Sharks. I know it's weird to hear that sharks can defeat pythons, but yeah, it happens. They may look unassuming, but it's hard to predict what they have beneath their sleeves. Aside from attacking humans and going after smaller fishes, this animal is greedy and would go after any creature with meat, even the toughest of them all. Their win could be attributed to the shark species and their most preferred diet. When this animal is hungry, it's desperate to take down any creature that comes its way. If a python is unfortunate to cross its path at that time, it gets a bit of anger. The slithery animals tried to take down a complete shark in the past, but this hasn't yielded any positive result.
Before we move on, I have a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. Just leave a like on the video, smash the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of good luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 1. Honey badger. If it's your first time hearing about the honey badger, you're probably wondering how this unassuming creature made it this list. They're adorable, but they aren't calm or friendly, and no one should take them for granted, not even the python. This animal is a ruthless carnivore with an open diet ranging from rodents and crocodiles. Although they're small and hunt alone, they're fearless. In fact, they're often the instigators of the fight with the python. It's incredible to realize how they start a fight and eventually win, even though they're unassuming. Aside from the python, several footages reveal how the honey badger takes down animals larger than themselves. This animal is a typical example of a predator that should never be underestimated. Forget the size and don't underrate what this creature is up to. There you have it. If you have problems dealing with pythons, feel free to beckon on any of these animals to help you out. If there's any animal you think should cut this list, tell us in the comment section. Please like and subscribe to this channel for premium updates. Until another great episode, adios.